Well, hello and welcome back. Today we have a story that it's going to make you laugh. It's probably going to be one that you're going to want to share with your friends. And anyway, I promise you this is a great story you're not going to forget for a while. Hi, my name is Larry. My channel is called Being Senior. This is a place where we share stories, mostly senior stories, and we share them without judgment. We just tell the stories as they're told to me. So anyway, today we got one. This one's going to be with you for a while. This story is about two guys who are going to go rabbit hunting one day. And their names are Larry and Randy. And no, I'm not the Larry that was in this story, but that's the way the story was told to me. The names are Larry and Randy. Well, anyway, Larry and Randy, they're wanting to go rabbit hunting. So they get in the truck, and again, they're in Oklahoma, and they're driving around in their truck looking for a good place to rabbit hunt. Well, Randy tells Larry, he says, well, from what I understand, the best place to hunt is Kello's land. Kello was a local farmer, had quite a bit of land, and anyway, so he said, well, let's go there. He said, we really can't because, we have to get permission from him before he's going to let us hunt on his land. So Larry tells him, he says, well, let's just go ask him for permission. He says, he almost never gives permission to anybody to hunt here. So Larry said, let's just go to his house. I'll go up and knock on the door, and I'll ask for permission, and the worst he can say is no, so let's just see what happens. So they drove on down to Kello's house. They pull up in his farm. There's a corral right out there, right outside his front door, had an old white horse in there and a dairy cow, a Jersey cow out there in the little corral. Anyway, so Larry goes up and knocks on the door, and Kello comes to the door. And so Larry asks him, he says, Mr. Kello, he said, we didn't want to hunt here without permission. We're wondering if you would mind giving us permission to go rabbit hunting out here on your property. Mr. Kello tells him, he said, normally I don't really give permission for hunters to come out, but he said, this is kind of a time when I could use a favor, and he said, if you'll do me the favor, I'll give you permission to hunt here. So Larry tells him, he said, what can I do for you? He said, you see that old white horse over here in this corral? And he said, yeah. And he said, I've had that horse since he was a brand new colt. He said, I'm very attached to that horse, but he's very old now, and he's sick. And he says, I'm so attached to that horse, I can't bring myself to put him down. He said, if you go out there and you'll put my horse down for me, he said, I'll get the tractor and I'll move it and bury him later. He said, I just can't bring myself to put him down. So Larry agreed. He said, I'm sure I can do that. He said, just stay inside. And he said, I'll take care of the animal for you. So as Larry's walking back to the car, and he's thinking to himself, this would be a good time for me to pull a practical joke on Randy. So he's trying not to laugh when he gets back to the car. And he opens up the truck door, and he looks over at Randy. He said, you know what? He said, you're right. He said, that Kello guy is a real jerk. I can't believe how bad he is. He said, he was worse than you even told me he was. So he said, so Larry told him, he said, Randy, you know what I'm going to do? And he pulls a shotgun out of there, and he says, I'm going to kill his horse. Randy goes, no, don't do that. Don't do something stupid like that. He said, I'm going to do it. So anyway, he jacks the shells out of his gun that he's got in his gun, because they're all number 6 shot. They're for rabbit hunting. And he throws a slug in there and he starts walking back towards the corral. And he doesn't want to look back at Randy because he's laughing. He's trying not to let Randy see that he's laughing his butt off because Randy thinks he's just there to viciously kill the man's horse. So he pulls his gun up to his shoulder and he puts the man's horse down. And still he's trying not to turn around because he's laughing because he knows Randy's dying 1,000 deaths at this point. So while he's standing there, still with his back to Randy, he hears a shot right behind him where Randy is. Bam! Anyway, he turns around and goes, Randy, what are you doing? And he said, if Kello is as big of a jerk as you said to, and you're going to kill his horse, I figure I might as well go ahead and shoot his cow too. Well, fortunately, Randy's gun only had rabbit shot in it, didn't kill the cow. It did evidently piss off Mr. Kello, so at that point he actually revoked their right to go out and hunt on his property for that day. Anyway, I got a great laugh from this story. Again, I tell these stories. I'm not here to judge these stories. I'm just sharing viewer stories. The authenticity of the story is for you to decide. Anyway, it's still a great story. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, we hope if you liked it enough, you'll like and subscribe to this channel. And we hope you come back for a next one because we have a couple more in the pipeline that you're really going to enjoy. So anyway, it's all yours for now. So anyway, thank you, and we'll see you next time around. Thank you for being here. Bye now.